Hello, my name is Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are performance Jaguar specialists. Every day we search for exceptional XKs and XKRs, and almost always we're disappointed. They're becoming harder and harder to find. And yet once in a while we do manage to locate one. And it's a delight when we do, and an even greater delight when it's a car like this. This is almost a unicorn. I have never previously seen an XK in caviar paint, a very, very rare colour, and yet one which suits the XK so brilliantly well. This example is in stunning condition. It's a low mileage example with great history. It's clearly been diligently looked after. It has beautiful soft grain ivory leather and ebony appointments in the cockpit. And I am very excited indeed to show you around. The XK is, of course, without any doubt, a modern classic. It is a modern classic because of the badge, Jaguar, a manufacturer with a glorious and many decades-long history of engineering excellence and producing fine sports cars and grand touring cars. It's a modern classic because of the looks, and especially the way that those looks don't fade with time. This is not a design which looks old as the years pass. It maintains its freshness, and I think the purity of the design, the curves, the way it's all driven by aerodynamics is behind that. And the accents around the car don't date it either. All of the detail around the XK is as fresh and modern today in 2025 as it was when these cars were being designed. And this particular one then, well, the paint is just glorious. It's a regal colour, I dare say, this gorgeous caviar. And it works so brilliantly with all the chrome appointments around the car, with the Kalimnos wheels, which we can just focus in on there, the beautiful wheels. They're not split rim, although the machine screws there might lead you to think they would be. Those are decorative rather than functional. And we can also see there the brake calipers have been very recently refurbished in beautiful bright red with the Jaguar logo and the Leaper displayed as well. And as we come down the side of the car and round to the back end, I will point out that beautiful little lip spoiler there on the tailgate, and again the chrome appointments around the back end of the car here. And a feature of this particular XK is the custom quad exhaust, which gives a very engaging soundtrack when you are driving. It is a deeper, throatier and more rumbly exhaust than the standard Jaguar XK fitment is, and it's a very engaging soundtrack for your drive indeed. Coming around again, the paint, as I say, is very, very excellent. All of the detail around the car is correct. There are no marks, no blemishes at all to catch the eye on the outside, and the inside is just as thrilling, and that is where we will now head to take a further look. We'll supply the car, of course, with the owner's book pack and 2 remote key fobs, but there's no need to have the key in your hand because keyless entry is a feature on the XK. Just walk up to the car, grasp the handle and pull, and the car unlocks. The power fold mirrors move out into position, and we can look into this beautiful cockpit. Starting our inspection perhaps with the door card, which you can see is finished in beautiful ivory leather with ivory stitch and ivory carpet, and this utterly gorgeous ebony fascia trim as well there. You can see that this car has the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, very fine sound system, and the full 16-way electric memory seat package. Panning around, there is the tread plate in, I dare say, perfect order, and then these gorgeous seats in soft grain ivory leather and in perfect condition. You might expect to see wear on the side bolsters here, but they are absolutely correct as they should be. The XK, by the way, is a 2+2, very much. The rear seats there, handy for putting extra luggage in or other things you need to take with you. But the legroom is pretty well zero with the front seats fully back. You can move the front seats forward, of course, and create some legroom there, but it's more a case, I would dare say, of if you're at the pub and you bump into some friends or neighbours who were planning on walking home and then it starts raining, yeah, you could give them a lift for 10 minutes, but you're not going to be doing any long distances with 4 adults in an XK, I dare say. Sitting down into the cockpit, and it is a sumptuously elegant and beautiful place. The design, the gorgeous way that the different materials, all of which are very high quality materials, by the way, come together, and the ergonomics are utterly brilliant as well in the XK, really well thought through. Looking around in more detail, we've got this lovely armrest, which slides back like so to reveal the cup holders, and then lifts up to reveal a little cubby hole here with USB and iPod connections, and it's possible to get smartphone connections that work with the XK. We can chat to you about that. We keep one of them to demo, of course, if you're interested in seeing how that works. Armrest comes down, slides forward again, and then we come to the centre console. And to explore further here, we'll fire up the beautifully smooth V8. I'll just show you the instrument panel as we do that. It'll do its self-test flying display. So foot on brake, finger on start button, and there we are, that lovely rumbling exhaust. The RPM will settle down in a moment to a slightly higher level than normal, just about 1600 there, you see, and that is to protect the catalytic converter while it warms up. And ensure good longevity there. So back to the centre console, we've got the electronic parking brake with hill start assist, and then the dynamic mode switch that adjusts the steering map, engine map, gearbox map and suspension to give you a more dynamic driving experience. This button here gives you the active speed limiter, which turns the cruise control from a cruise control device into a maximum speed limiting device. Very handy, particularly in the motorway roadworks, to use that in those circumstances. Then we've got the rain, ice and snow button. That calms the car down very considerably in slippery conditions. Particularly the throttle map is very much softened, and it's much easier to drive in the wet and snow and ice and so forth in that mode. Then we've got the DSC off button there for a very engaging driving experience. That takes away a lot of the traction control and stability control and so forth, and makes the car very lively. Then this beautiful gear selector. So at the moment we're in park, we rotate to go reverse, neutral and drive, then push down and turn for sports gearbox mode like so, and we go back through into park mode to continue chatting. There is the illuminated stop-start button. We've got the ashtray there, remember those? And then the climate controls here. So we've got auto climate selectable there, passenger and driver temperatures, and front and rear demist, and the electrically heated front windscreen. So those little wires running through the windscreen which warm it up very quickly and very effectively when there is ice around. Okay, timed recirculation as well, handy for warming the car up and cooling it down at extremes of temperature. And then we come to the infotainment here. There is the button which turns the audio on and off, so I'll just turn that on and turn the volume down, and we can explore first of all the audio options here. So AM and FM radio, DAB radio, that was an extra cost option in this model year, which this car is fitted with. We have CD multi-changer, and then portable audio, which you can plug into, of course, in the centre console there. Back to the home screen, and the climate page gives us the option to to direct the air around the cockpit as we wish, and then the seats, of course, are heated and cooled. 3-stage heating and cooling, very effective, super comfy in extremes of temperature again, and we have the heated steering wheel too, and we can select the air conditioning on and off there as well. Back to the home screen again, and of course we've got Bluetooth telephony, which is crisp and clear, easy to use. The calls come through in a very audible way, and I've never had trouble being heard when I'm on the phone in an XK either. Back to the home screen again, and we come to satellite navigation, which If we agree there to all the terms and conditions, we can see a nice clear screen. It's easy to program, easy to interpret. I get positive feedback from people who use that. Back to the home screen again, and then we come to the vehicle button here, where we can adjust various settings around the car, from the clock to display brightness and so forth. And then back to the home screen once more. And across to the steering wheel. Left-hand thumb pad here, we've got the infotainment controls and the Bluetooth telephony button. On the right-hand thumb pad, we've got the cruise control. And then the left-hand stalk is for the automatic headlamps, and the right-hand stalk, it looks after the rain sensing wipers as well. And then this lovely instrument display, you can see that we need to put a drop of fuel in the car at the moment, but otherwise big speedo on the left, big rev counter on the right, clear enunciation of the gearbox mode at the top, and it's a very beautiful thing indeed, as well as very easy to interpret, very functional. And then finally we'll come down here just by my right knee, and you can see the dimmer for the instrument binnacle and the rear fog light, boot release and petrol cap release as well. When you buy an XK, you have to get used to the fact you need to release the petrol cap from the driver's seat before you get out, and you'll train yourself to do that in next to no time. Looking around again, you can see this cockpit is in just fabulously good condition. There are no marks, no deficiencies anywhere, no gouges out of the leather, no stains anywhere. It really has been so brilliantly looked after, this car, and it is in just gorgeous condition, which absolutely has nothing to do with its age. This looks like a very, very much younger car in every possible respect. Okay, we'll switch the engine off and take a look in the boot. The boot can be released either with the remote key fob or from the cockpit, or from the button there just under the Leaper logo. And either way, lifting the tailgate up reveals this large space, plenty of room for your grand touring luggage in here. Beautifully carpeted, of course, with these metal rails with the rubber inserts. Which manufacturer would still do that in 2025, I wonder? It's another touch of luxury. You can see the boot extends out to the sides there, behind the wheel arches. That enables you to get a set of golf clubs in the XK boot if you need to. And then under the floor, here we've got the Space Saver spare wheel kit with the jack and the towing eye and so forth, all absolutely perfectly correct in place. Closing the boot, and we'll come round to the passenger side of the car, and again see a door card which I dare say is in the condition that it was in when it was fitted in the factory. It is in perfect order. Likewise, the tread plate there, I can't see a blemish on that. And the dashboard, centre console, carpet and logoed carpet mat. And again, this beautiful seat in soft grain ivory leather, all in perfect condition. And we'll just look behind this seat as well at the rear seats. You can see there again, everything is just as it should be. Okay, our next stop is going to be there, underneath the bonnet. And so we come to the power plant. 5 litres, V8, silky smooth, normally aspirated, unlike the XKR with its supercharger, and producing 385 horsepower. That is enough to drive this coupe from 0 to 60 in just 5.2 seconds, and onto a top speed artificially limited at 155 miles per hour. And that is done so smoothly and so crisply. As I mentioned earlier, one of the things about the XK is that in the driver's seat, it does not feel like a large GT car. It feels like something much smaller, more dynamic, more agile, and very much more engaging than you might expect from a vehicle of this size. The pleasure to be had driving the XK, whether you're wafting slowly along a country lane enjoying the view, or pushing it hard through a series of bends, is just enormous. This is a very rewarding vehicle indeed, both to have on your driveway to look at and to take, whether to the shops for a pint of milk, or indeed, if you're lucky, down into Europe to do some of those beautiful mountain passes. You can see everything under the bonnet here as well is in perfect order, I dare say. Nothing out of place. Very good service history on this particular car, and we have just taken it to our wonderful friends at Marshall Jaguar in Newbury, who look after us so fantastically well, and it has had a very major service there, ready to delight its next keeper, I dare say. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It has been a huge pleasure showing you this beautiful XK. With Sports and Touring, we're just outside Andover in Hampshire, open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp us if you've got any questions, or if you'd like to arrange to see the car either in person or by video call. It'll be a pleasure to send you a link to the Google Drive. That's our online folder of higher resolution photographs which you can zoom in on, and PDF copies of important documents. If you've got a car to dispose of on your buying journey, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really brilliant broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the things that our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again. Feel free to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we'll look forward to hearing from you very soon. Contact details coming next.